Good morning. Happy Friday. Proverbs 23:1 AMP. When you sit down to dine with a ruler, consider carefully what is set before you. Proverbs 23:2 AMP. For you will put a knife to your throat if you are a man of great appetite. Proverbs 23:3 AMP. Do not desire his delicacies, for it is deceptive food offered to you with questionable motives. Proverbs 23:4 AMP. Do not weary yourself with the overwhelming desire to gain wealth. Cease from your own understanding of it. Judges 16:18 AMP. Then Delilah realized that he had told her everything in his heart. So she sent and called for the Philistine lord, saying, Come up this once, because he has told me everything in his heart. Then the Philistine lords came up to her and brought the money they had promised in their hands. Judges 16:19 AMP. She made Samson sleep on her knees, and she called a man and had him shave off the 7 braids of his head. Then she began to abuse Samson, and his strength left him. Judges 16:20 AMP. She said, The Philistines are upon you, Samson. And he awoke from his sleep and said, I will go out as I have time after time and shake myself free. For Samson did not know that the Lord had departed from him. Judges 16:21 AMP. Then the Philistines seized him and gouged out his eyes, and they brought him down to Gaza and bound him with 2 bronze chains, and he was forced to be a grinder of grain into flour at the mill in the prison. Genesis 39:4 AMP. So Joseph pleased Potiphar and found favor in his sight, and he served him as his personal servant. He made Joseph overseer over his house, and he put all that he owned in Joseph's charge. Genesis 39:5 AMP. It happened that from the time that he made Joseph overseer in his house and put him in charge over all that he owned, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house because of Joseph. So the Lord's blessing was on everything that Potiphar owned, in the house and in the field. Genesis 39:6 AMP. So Potiphar left all that he owned in Joseph's charge. And with Joseph there, he did not need to pay attention to anything except the food he ate. Now Joseph was handsome and attractive in form and appearance. Genesis 39:7 AMP. Then after a time his master's wife looked at Joseph with desire, and she said, Lie with me. Genesis 39:8 AMP. But he refused and said to his master's wife, Look, with me in the house my master does not concern himself with anything. He has put everything that he owns in my charge. Genesis 39:9 AMP. He is not greater in this house than I am, nor has he kept anything from me except you, because you are his wife. How then could I do this great evil and sin against God and your husband? And so it was that she spoke to Joseph persistently, day after day. But he did not listen to her plea to lie beside her or be with her. Genesis 42:6 AMP. Now Joseph was the ruler over the land, and he was the one who sold grain to all the people of the land. And Joseph's half-brothers came and bowed down before him, with their faces to the ground. SunnyKim800.com. On social media, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow.